Hey there everybody, welcome to another game and demos dozen. This is game 2 of the American League quadrant of the schedule, and this is coming to you from Rogers Center in Toronto, Canada. It'll be game 2, the Texas Rangers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Thanks to, I want to give a shout out to Tenacious Earl from Tabletop Baseball Plus for bringing to my remembrance the super advanced injury update rule that came out on the 2015 player card set, roster sheet I should say. It is update to rule 25.11, and it gives injury ratings. Now the original book just says 612 when a DH is batting is when a pitcher can get hurt, but here each individual pitcher has a number beside their name, which is an injury rating. And if you have an injury rating of 1, say, then a 612 roll, no matter who's batting, the pitcher has a chance to be injured. Say the pitcher has a 5 injury rating, which means he gets injured a lot. That's 6-8. So 6-8 is going to come up more often than 612 just by percentages. So that's why that's weighted there. And they also did some updates on the position player injury as well from the old super advanced injury sheet I was using earlier. And so there's a chances here for less injuries or modified injuries. So since I was using the old one, not using this, I'm going to determine that all players, any player who got injured in the last couple days is going to be, 100% back to full bore going forward, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to keep this with me and use this going forward. All right, so let's look at today's starting pitchers, and we'll see what that means as far as the injury rating. So we're going to look at the starting pitcher, Marco Estrada from Toronto. Marco Estrada, he's going to start on the mound. If we go to the roster sheet for 2017 and look at Toronto, you'll see Estrada has a 0 by his name, which means, going back to the potential injury chart here, the fact he has a 0 here means he cannot be injured. So there's no injury check on Estrada whatsoever. All right, we'll look at the opposing pitcher for the Rangers. It's going to be Darvish. And Darvish, on the roster sheet, he shows up under the Dodgers. So I had to go find him for the Dodgers, and he's right here. And he's got a 1 by his name. So that means, going back to this chart, if we roll a 612 while Darvish is pitching, and it doesn't matter who's batting, he has the potential to be injured. So he does not need the DH to be batting to be injured. So I just want to get that little bookkeeping thing out of the way and give Earl a shout out for pointing me in that direction. I knew I'd seen it from his TBL league and just couldn't remember it. And in the past I haven't used injuries because I've always done as played, but since I'm doing this little mini demos league, injuries are fair game now. So that's out of the way. Part 2 is I am truncating my project schedule just for time basis and for I don't want to say lack of enthusiasm on my part or whatever, but I've really kind of, for strat-o-matic anyway, really want to stick to the super advanced. I really like super advanced. I've gotten used to it. I enjoy all the perks that come in super advanced, all the clutches and the ballpark effects, the left-right splits, the injury ratings, the rare plays, all those kind of things. So given that, I have decided to, at least for now, and not necessarily saying it's permanent, but at least for now, put the Rick Sutcliffe replay on the shelf, because that is using only advanced and not super advanced. And also figured there's a ton of pitcher replays going on out there right now. I know Tabletop Earl's got had about 4 of them going at one point or over the course of time. He had Sandy Koufax. This is different games too, but he had Sandy Koufax. He had Greg Maddux. He's just about wrapping up Ron Guidry, and I believe he's also doing. Oh, help me out from the 34 Cardinals. Drawing a blank on his name right now. He has a brother. You know who I'm talking about. And I know who I'm talking about. I just can't come up with a name. But anyway, to put the point out there, there's a bunch of those out there, plus several other channels have Bob Gibson replay, you've got a Tom Seaver replay. So I think pitcher replays, I thought about doing it as a, you know, just to kind of, because it seemed cool because other people were doing it, but it just didn't really strike a chord with me to want to keep doing it, particularly since it's in only advanced. Now, if the mood strikes me to do a pitcher replay for a card set that I have super advanced, then I might be all over it. But I want to be able to kind of, this 2017 card set has a shelf life of newness. So I want to, you know, strike while the iron's hot and play this set while these guys are fresh in my mind. They're new. Sutcliffe's from '84, so I can go back anytime and I'm not going to, you know, lose anything. Whereas if I don't get through this, you know, playing some of the 17 stuff, by the time we get to the All-Star break of 18, 17 is going to be old hat, and I'm not going to want to mess with it anymore. So that's the update there. I am still going to finish up in play.com. I am still going to finish up the Play Madness and then get going full force on the Fictional League. And so what I really want to get down to is just two projects, which is the Fictional League and this Demo Dozens. If I get down to just those two, I should be in good shape. That way I can go back and forth, keep both fresh. But they're both sustainable and things I can keep doing instead of starting, stopping. I'd rather pick a couple and stick to them. All right, so that disclaimer out of the way. All right, we're ready to go. And we'll just get to the lineups as they come up on the batting order just to save some time. This game is in Toronto, obviously, and Estrada is the pitcher. Remember, his injury rating is a 0. All right, leading things off for the Rangers will be right fielder Shin-Soo Choo. And we are underway here in Game 2 from Rogers Center. It's a 2-5, so Choo against a righty is a leadoff walk. So leadoff walk to Shin-Soo Choo, and I'll try not to misread the die numbers. I've done that last game again with Minnesota and Baltimore, so I'll try to be better at that. Full disclosure, my eyesight is not that great. I do wear bifocal glasses, so I'm trying to look at the cards through the camera and then also look over top the camera and look at my score sheet, and I'm like popping my glasses on and off, so that got annoying. So I've been trying to play this with no glasses whatsoever, and so trying to read everything through the camera, and then score sheets up close enough to me where I can read that too. So hopefully that will not be an issue. I'll try not to make it an issue. So anyway, Choo leads off with a walk. He's only gets one number for a jump, so we're just going to bypass that. And the number 2 hitter is going to be Rougned Odor. And we'll roll the D20 and see what happens on that, if anything. And that's a 1. So Estrada, chance for a wild pitch, but he's got a wild pitch rating of 0, so nothing happening there. So we'll go ahead and take the regular roll of Odor. It's a 5-9 against a lefty. And look at that, it's an in home run chance. And Rougned Odor is normal power against right-handers. So it is a 1-16. It's a 2-run homer for Odor. 17-20, it'll be a triple. And that's a 7, so it's a 2-run jack for Rougned Odor. And the oddity about that is when I was making up the lineups for Texas, I was debating about whether Odor should bat second because he had kind of a rough year. When you look at his card, he only hit 204. He did hit 30 home runs. And I was thinking, do I really want him to bat second? I was thinking about putting Elvis Andrus there and moving Odor down to 8th. But I went in and put Odor in the 2 spot, and at least in this at-bat it paid off. And Andrus is batting 8th. So the number 3 hitter is Adrian Beltre. And Estrada is off to a rough start. 4-5. 4-5 is a fly ball. Fly ball to center field, and that's 1 away. That's the one I was trying to read the card through the phone, and I saw it was a fly ball, but I couldn't tell which outfielder it went to, so I had to temporarily put my glasses back on, peer over the camera, and get the results. That's why there was a pregnant pause there. All right, Mike Napoli at first base. Full disclosure, folks, I got nothing to hide. My eyesight's not the best. Certainly not 20/20 by any means. Haven't been 20/20 in a long time. Hopefully my mind's okay and my dexterity's okay. And as long as I have my glasses on, I'm okay too. All right, so 1 out, 2 in. And Mike Napoli, who did not play in the first game, is up 1-8 against a right-hander. That's a ground ball to third. And that's handled by Donaldson, 2 away. And that'll bring up catcher Jonathan Lucroy. It's a 5-8, and a 5-8 is a walk. So another walk by Estrada. Keeps the inning going, and that'll bring up DH Joey Gallo. Roll the D20. Nothing happening. That is a 3-4 for Gallo against a right-hander. A 3-4. He just misses a home run. It's a ground ball first base C. Inning's over, but Texas strikes for 2 runs here in the first inning thanks to the blast by Rougned Odor. And after half an inning, it is Toronto 2 and Texas 2 and Toronto coming to bat. Darvish stepping to the bump. And he'll be facing leadoff hitter Ezequiel Carrera. So Ezequiel Carrera leads things off here against Darvish. It's a 2-4 against a right-hander. It's a fly ball to right. 1 away. That'll bring up Troy Tulowitzki, too low. So Texas trying to even the series at a game apiece. With this 2-0 lead early, they're off to a good start to do that. 3-8 for Tulo. He had a lot of hits in column 3, but that is a line out to short that he found. So 2 down. Now remember, Darvish, his injury factor is if anybody rolls a 6-12. So it doesn't matter if it's DH batting or not, because he's injury rating 1. All right, here's Josh Donaldson. It's a 1-9, and that is a walk. So a 2-out walk. Donaldson's got a load of walks there in column 1. Here's Bautista. Donaldson, not really going to go anywhere. So Joey bats. Bautista stepping to the plate. Nothing on the 20. It's a 6-7. See, so somebody with a high injury rating would get potentially injured on the 6-7. Not Darvish, though. 6-7 against a right-hander is a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Jays here in the first. We go to the top of the second. Score is Texas 2 and Toronto nothing. Estrada trying to get settled in here in the second inning. And he's going to be facing center fielder Carlos Gomez. He is the number 7 hitter in the lineup. That's a 5-8 against Gomez, and that's another walk. So Estrada has now walked 3 batters. 3 of the 7 who've come to the plate have walked. That'll bring up Elvis Andrus. And Gomez is not going anywhere. So Andrus, nothing happening. And we get a 5-5. That's a strikeout. So 1 away. There's Estrada bearing down with that strikeout. Here's the number 9 hitter, Nomar Mazara. Roll the 20. Nothing. 1-7 for Estrada, for Mazara rather. It's a ground ball second base C, so the runner will advance. Mazara is out 4-3 for out number 2. Gomez will go to second. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs. He's going to take a 2-out hit from Shin Soo Choo, and he walked his first time up. He walked in front of the homer. There's a 1, so a chance for a wild pitch. But again, Estrada has a 0, so bypass that. 1-8, and that's a home run chance. 1-12 for Choo. He'll go deep. 1-12, fly to left. Anything else? It's a 9, so it's Shin Soo Choo, a 2-run homer. And the Rangers now have a 4-0 lead here in the second inning off of Marco Estrada. Estrada really struggling in his first outing of the season. Here's Odor, who homered his first time, 3-6. He'll ground to short, and the inning is over. But we go to the bottom of the second, Texas with a 4-0 lead. But Texas pitching has been known to be a little shaky, so doesn't mean that 4-0 lead is going to stand the entire game. See what Darvish can do to make that happen. Kendrys Morales, the DH, he did not play in the first game. He will be up there to DH. Or maybe he did play in the first game. I'm getting him confused with Melky Cabrera for some reason. Either way, it's irrelevant. 2-6. 2-6 is a home run chance for Morales. 1-13. 14-20 is a double. That's a 1. It's a home run for Kendrys Morales. So, just when we talk about Texas pitching not being that great, Morales on cue, jacks 1, cuts the lead to 4-1. Here's Justin Smoke. 5-6, Smoke's a switch hitter batting left. 5-6 is a strikeout. So 1 away for Russell Martin, catcher. And that's a 6-9, so we're getting close to Darvish. He's 6-12. You gotta have a 6-12 to check his injury. So 6-9 is still gonna be a walk. So another walk. And one thing that Tabletop Earl and I have in common is we despise walks, but we seem to get them a lot, or at least I do. All right, so next up is Pilar, and that's nothing. That's a 6-9 again, so again, it's another walk. Same result, so same result as a walk. And that puts 2 on with 1 out, 1 already in, and the number 9 hitter, Ryan Goins, second baseman, stepping to the plate against Darvish. Darvish looking to turn 2 if he can. It's a 5-5 against the lefty. It's ground ball shortstop X, so possibly a chance to turn 2. Elvis Andrews, shortstop, is a 2-18, 2E18. And that's a 6. I had to make sure it was a 6. I couldn't tell if it was a 6 or a 9. It is a 6, so a 2 and a 6 is a G2, so it would be a fielder's choice if he makes the play. That's a 13, and he is an E18. So we check shortstop, E18. And there is no 13, so it's a good play. So G2 is a fielder's choice. Goins will reach. Pilar is out 6-4 for out number 2. And Russell Martin will go to third. So runners are at the corners. 2 outs for Ezekiel Carrera. Carrera fly to right his first time. Nothing on the 20. And we get a 5-12. So if that was had it been a 6-12, obviously we'd be checking for injury. But 5-12 is a fly ball to center field. Double check that twice. Fly ball to center, but I want to get it right. All right, so that's going to end the inning. Could have been worse for Texas, but they hold Toronto to 1 run, that being the home run by Morales. After 2 complete, it is Texas 4 and Toronto 1. And we'll start at the top of the third. Estrada may not be in this game too much longer if he keeps giving up those runs. He's going to be facing Adrian Beltre, and Beltre fly to center his first time. 6-9, 6-9 as a 1 to triple, 2 to 20 is a double, so they're still getting to Estrada. He's not fooling anybody. That's a double for Beltre. Leadoff double. We'll bring up Mike Napoli, first baseman. Napoli grounded to third his first time up. Nothing on the 20. It's a 2-5, and that is a ground ball first base C, so at least he got the runner to third. So he did his job playing small ball, as Beltre will move over to third base with only 1 out. Blue Jays are now going to be forced to bring the infield in. They want to choke off that run. They're already down 4-1. Here's Lucroy. Nothing on the 20. And we get a 5-3. That's a fly ball, left field X. And Carrera is a 3E8. So it could be a sac fly if nothing else. 3E8. That's a 5. So we'll check and see if the 3 and the 5 generates a sac fly. 3 and a 5 actually is a single with 2 stars. How about that? A 3 and a 5, single with 2 stars. So don't have to worry about a sac fly. That's going to score the run for sure. We've got a 12 here, and Carrera is an E8. There is no 12, so it's simply a single with 2 stars. So LaCroix drives in Beltre, and the Rangers lead it 5-1. Toronto bullpen going in earnest. John Gibbons not happy with Estrada's performance right now. Joe Biagini, long relief in the bullpen. Here's Joey Gallo with LaCroix at first and 1 out. Nothing on the 20. That's a 211. 211 is a hit by pitch plus injury. So we're going to check Joey Gallo for an injury, as he was hit by the pitch. Moves Lucroy to second. So we'll check Gallo. Check this new injury chart and see what we get by rolling the D20. Look, hoping for a low number. That's a 16. That's not a low number, so Gallo could be in trouble. 16. Make sure it's, yep, 16. 16 says 6 star. So it says here, let's see here. So it's how many bats. So it goes by how many bats he had. And he had 449. So 449, almost right at 50. His max injury is 15, so 6 is certainly less than that. So he's going to be out for 6 games. That's the way I read it. 6 star to me means he's out 6 games. I'm not sure what the little star means. Oh, maximum injuries. So he's under the maximum injury chart. So 6 is going to be his max. Now, had he had 600 at bats, his max injury would be 3. This is a little dash here, so I'm assuming that's for pitchers they're talking about there. These are for batters. So he's right at 15 for his max, but he's going to get 6 games. So Joey Gallo will need to be removed as the DH, and we'll put on the score sheet that he is going to miss 6 games. So they might have to put him on the DL. He's going to miss games 3 through 8. So Gallo is pulled back, and we need a pinch runner for him and somebody else to take over as the DH. So they're going to go to Ryan Rua. He's going to take over as the DH, and he will be in to run temporarily anyway. So Rua takes over, and he's got a run rating of 14, which is the same as Gallo. So Rua is in to run, and he will stay in the game to DH the rest of the way, assuming he doesn't get hurt. Here's Carlos Gomez with runners at first and second, 1 out. Nothing on the 20. It's a 4-7 for Estrada's card. That's a 1-10 single. And, oops, dropped my D20. That is a 1-10 for a single. And 11-20 will be a line out to second. Oh, let's roll it on the chart where I can see it. That's a 13, so he's going to line out to second for out number 2. So it could have been a lot worse there for Estrada, but he's still not out of the woods yet. It's 2 outs, and Elvis Andrews is up to the plate. Nothing on the 20. And we get a 6-4. That's ground ball shortstop X. And the shortstop is Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki is a 3 E21. And that's a 7, so it should be a good play. And that's a 10, and there are no errors on 10, so Tulowitzki will make the play. And Andrews is out. Run comes in, though, and it's 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. So Toronto not as successful in Game 1 as they were in Game 2, or not successful in Game 2 as they were in Game 1. I'll get it right. Darvish now will enjoy this 5-1 advantage. And he'll be facing Troy Tulowitzki to lead things off. Bottom of the 3rd. Tulowitzki lined to short his first time up. It's a 1-9. 1-9 is a ground ball to short. So one shortstop retires the other as Andrews throws out Tulo. 1 away for Josh Donaldson. Donaldson walked his first time. 5-6. 5-6 is a potential triple, but it's only a 1-2 chance. And a 3-20 chance is a fly to left. So anything other than a 1-2, it's a fly to left. And it is a fly to left for out number 2. So Darvish almost made a mistake there, but got away with it. 2 out, space is empty for Joey Bats to 210, and that's a walk. So wouldn't you know it, another walk. So So a 2-out walk to bats, or Bautista, will bring up Kendrys Morales, and he homered his first time up. Nothing on the 20. It's a 3-8, and a 3-8 is a ground. I'm sorry, 3-8 is a ground ball to short. So the inning's over. Almost read 2-8, which would have also been a ground ball, but I want to keep it accurate. So nothing doing for the Blue Jays in the third. We go to the fourth, and I think Estrada is going to be lifted. He just did not have it today. So let's check and see who they're going to bring in. And it will be the aforementioned Joe Biagini. He kind of started some and relieved some, so he is the long relief man for the Blue Jays. And Estrada only goes 3 innings. Gives up 5 runs, all earned. So definitely a rough outing there. Biagini will see if he can hold things where they are, give his team a chance to come back. Biagini against Mazara. That is a 4-8 against a left-hander, and that's a single. So 4-8 is a single, and Texas definitely has their hitting shoes on today. All right, one thing I forgot to do was check Biagini's injury position. Biagini, his number is a 1, so he's also a 6-12. He has to roll a 6-12 to be injured. So right now, we are looking at the top of the order in Shin-Soo Choo. And that's a 7, so nothing on the 20. That's a 5-3 against a lefty. Fly ball to right field X. That's Joey Bats. He's a 4 E6. 14 though, he'll get to it. So the E6, that's a 14 as well. So we'll see what an E6 on a 14 does for an outfielder. 6 and a 14, and wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? A 6 and a 14 is a 2-base error. So Joey Bats commits the 2-base error. Chu will get to second on the E9. Zara will go to third. So Jose Bautista commits the error. And the Blue Jays kind of falling apart today. Here is Rougned Odor. Runners at second, third, nobody out. The infield's in. They got to cut that run off. I know there's nobody out, but they really have no choice. It's a 6-8 against a lefty. 6-8 is a ground ball second base. I'm sorry, 6-8 is a, oh, it's even worse. I was reading 5-8. 6-8 is a 1-7 triple, 8-20 double, so the infield in doesn't matter. Both runs are going to score. Just a matter of whether it's a triple or a double. It is a double for Odor. So he has homered and doubled and driven in 4 runs. And the Rangers now blasting the Blue Jays by the score of 7-1. Biagini was not the answer that John Gibbons was hoping for. So there might be more bullpen activity, but somebody's got to eat some innings. Nothing on the 20. It's a 4-5. Biagini against a right-hander. 4-5 is a strikeout. So that's 1 away. First out of the inning. So run on second, 1 out. And that brings up Mike Napoli, first baseman. Nothing on the 20. So 4-11. 4-11 against a right-hander. It's a fly ball. You can tell if it's right or left field. It is left field X. That's Carrera. So Carrera, 3E8. 3E8, so he'll get to it, and that's an 8. So an E8 and an 8. No 8 there. And he is a 3, and that is a 13. 3 and a 13 is an F2. But nobody's on third, so you're not going to tag up to go from second to third and fly to left. So that's 2 away. And that'll bring up Jonathan Lucroy. 2 outs and runner still at second. Nothing happening. It's a 4-7. That's a walk. So yet again, another walk. It's a walk fest. I think we're playing the 49 season the way this is going. All right, here's Ryan Rua. Remember, he came in for the injured Joey Gallo to take over at DH. So he gets his first at bat. And that's a 2, so there's a chance for either a balk or a wild pitch. And we're checking a balk on Biagini. He has no balk rating, so we skip that. Go straight to the at-bat. That is a 6-7, and that's a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. But the Rangers pick up 2 more. One earned and one unearned. But like that really matters. So it's a 6-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 4th. And the happiest guy in the building is probably you, Darvish, because he's got lots of runs to work with. And he's going to be facing, for the Blue Jays, Justin Smoke to lead things off. So Justin Smoke. We get a 3-6 for Smoke against a right-hander is a 1-12 double. 13-20 is a single. That's a double for Justin Smoke. So Blue Jays trying to fight back, but they've got a long haul to go. Here's Russell Martin. Martin, nothing on the 20. That's a 1-5 for Russell Martin, and that's going to be a single to left field because we're not in a clutch situation. So a single to left, Smoke's going to hold up down 6-1. That'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. And Kevin Pillar, the batter. The only problem for the Jays is they're at the bottom of the order. Weaker hitters. Here's Pillar. Pillar, a 5-8. Fly ball to, is that to right or left field? Fly ball to right field B. It's a sac fly. So Pillar brings home one of the runs on the sacrifice fly as Smoke trots in. Cuts the lead to 7-2. And that's the first out of the inning. Here's Ryan Goins. Runner at first and 1 out. Here's Goins. And that's a 2, so we're checking balk or pass ball potential. Potential pass ball on the catcher, Lucroy, and his pass ball rating. Thought I wrote that down, but apparently I did not. So let's see here. Lucroy, pass ball rating of 1, so this has to be a 1. And it is not, so no pass ball. Keep going. That is a 2-5 for Goins. And that's a potential single 1-13, 14-20. He's going to line to second. And it's an 11, so it is a base hit by Goins. That puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. For the top of the order, Ezekiel Carrera. Dropped my D20 again. Tend to do that a lot for some reason. And that has nothing to do with eyesight. All right, it's another 2. And that's a 5, so we're going back to the pass ball rating. It has to be a 1. It is not, so here's the bat for Carrera. 6-8 against a lefty. 6-8 is a strikeout. So Darvish gets the strikeout for out number 2. So that'll put the onus on Troy Tulowitzki to bring home the run. First and second, 2 outs. Nothing on the 20. It's a 3-9. 3-9 is a single, however. If you notice on 3-9, a single, we've got the omega symbol, which is the clutch symbol. When there's 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, which it is right now, that turns into a pop out. So it's a pop out to short. It's going to end the inning. And the Blue Jays get 1, and that's it. And I know some people don't like to play the clutch factors. I do. I think certain players do come up big in clutch situations. So I like to keep that in line. All right, so Biagini back on the bump, facing Carlos Gomez. So 3-9 for Gomez, and that's a 1 for a triple. 2-20 is a double, so Biagini may need relief real quick too. That's a double. So it's a double for Gomez. He gets in the hit parade. Brings up Elvis Andrus. We'll check the D20. A 2, so we're checking pass ball or a balk. It's a potential balk. Biagini has no balk rating, so we skip that. Go right into the at-bat for Andrus. It's a 3-9 for Andrus. Ground ball, second base C. That's going to move the runner up. So again, hitting to the right side. Playing a little small ball, playing fundamental ball. So Jeff Bannister has got the Rangers playing fundamentally sound today. Here's Nomar Mazara. Nothing happened there. Infield is in. 3-7 against the right-hander. 3-7 is a fly ball, center field B question mark. So got a chance for a sacrifice fly. Center fielder Pilar does have a -1 arm. And on that sacrifice fly with a question mark, we're going to add 2 to his safe chance. And the run rating of the runner on third, Gomez, he runs at a 14. So we add 2 to that, it's a 16, then -1 for Pilar makes it a 15. So a 1 to 15, and he will make it. It's a 17, he is out. So it's a double play. So Mazara hits into the 8, and then we'll call it 8-2 double play. I hope I did that correctly with that. I'm going off memory here, but I believe you do add the 2, but in this case it didn't really matter. That 17 was high enough to do him in. So took a chance, couldn't quite get him across, but they still hold on to a 7-2 lead, so I guess they figured that they could take the chance and not hurt themselves. Darvish back on the bump for inning number 5, and Josh Donaldson, the batter, to lead things off. That is a 4-7 against a right-hander. A 1-4 is a single. 5-20 is a line out to third. That is a line out to the third baseman. Beltre for out number 1. It's going to bring up, next man up, Jose Bautista, Joey Bats. That's a 1-7, and that's a walk. So yet again, more walks. Anybody surprised at that? Here's Kendrys Morales. And of course, Bautista's not going anywhere. Nothing number 20. We get a 6-8 against Darvish. Kendrys Morales, switch hitter batting left. 6-8 is a strikeout. So 2 down, and it'll be up to Justin Smoke if the Blue Jay inning is to continue. Nothing on the 20. It's a 1-8. 1-8 against a righty is a strikeout. So Darvish cruising along. 5 innings. Of course, the run support helps. At the end of 5 innings, it is Texas 7 and Toronto 2. And we'll get a new pitcher for the Blue Jays as Biagini. Gave him what he could, but he was really not effective either. So he's coming out of there. And let's see who they're going to go to. They're going to turn to Joe Smith. Sidewinding right-hander Joe Smith. He is in to pitch the 6th for the Blue Jays. And he'll be starting out facing the top of the order. Chu, Odor, and Beltre. So he's facing 2 lefties. You think they might bring a lefty in, but down 7-2, they don't want to burn their lefties in a game that's a blowout. So that's why they're going with Joe Smith. 2-7 for Chu against the right-handers. A ground ball to second. That is 1 away. And we'll check the injury factor for Joe Smith based on his roster sheet. Joe Smith. Let's see if I can find him. I think he's a 3. So since he's a 3, the fact that he's a 3 means that his error potential will come upon a roll of 610. So if we get a roll of 610, then we will have an error check on Joe Smith. So Chu is out of there. So here's Odor. That is a 4-7 against a lefty. That's a strikeout. So Joe Smith handled himself quite well against these lefties. Got 2 in a row. Here's Adrian Beltre. That's a 4-7 against a right-hander, and that's a strikeout. So Joe Smith comes in and quiets the Rangers in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 7-2. And since we're in the bottom of the 6th, it is the point of weakness inning for you, Darvish. He'll be facing Russell Martin, so the Ranger bullpen might start to stir just a bit. It's a 3-7, and that is a walk yet again. So more walks than we care to count right now, as that is a leadoff walk. Here is Pilar. Nothing happening. It's a 3-8. 3-8 for Pilar. And that's a home run chance. 1-8. I'm sorry, 1-5. 6-20 is a fly out. That's a fly out to left field. So one away. And that's going to bring up Ryan Goins. Nothing on the 20. 6-6. So we came close. Remember, 6-8 is his chance to get hurt. I'm sorry, I'm thinking that for Joe Smith. This is still Darvish, my bad. 6-8 is a strikeout. So Darvish out number 2. Back to the top of the order. And Carrera. Nothing on the 20. Carrera of 3-8 is a ground ball to second, and that's the end of the inning. So 6 innings are in the books. It is Texas comfortably in front by the score of 7-2. And Joe Smith's going to come out for inning number 2, since he only faced 3 batters the previous inning. They're going to go ahead and give him a chance to keep going. Hopefully getting 2 innings out of him and save their bullpen a little bit. Here's Napoli to start the top of the 7th. It's a 5-8. 5-8 is a, Napoli found a 1 hit in column 5 against Joe Smith. 1-2 is a double. And that is a 5, so it's just a single, but still the hit parade continues. Here's Jonathan Lucroy. And nothing on, oh, that's a 1 on the D20. So, but Joe Smith has nothing on his wild pitch, so we keep going. That's a 5-12. That's a ground ball. First base X, so that's Justin Smoke. He's a 2-E2. 2 and a 15, that should be a double play. 8, as long as there's no error. So at first baseman, 2-E8 is no 8 there, so it is a double play. 3-6-3. 3-6-3 double play. Turned by Justin Smoke. So 2 quick outs. And that'll bring up Rua, the DH. 5-8, 5-8. And he found a hit parade again. That's the same one we just had 2 batters ago. 1-2 is a double. Anything else is a single. That's a double. He found a 1. So now Rua's in the hit parade. I have to check it. I think almost every Texas player has a hit now. Here's Gomez. Nothing on the 20. 5-11 is a fly ball to right field, and that's going to end. I'm sorry, fly ball to center. And that's going to end the inning. So Joe Smith gives them 2 innings of relief and helps save that bullpen from having to use 5 or 6 pitchers out there. Still 7-2 as we go to the 7th inning stretch. And Darvish, you wonder if he's gonna go back out there. I think he only had a walk against his point of weakness, so he's still good. Bullpen is loosening out there, just in case. And he's going to be facing, for the Blue Jays, he will be facing Tulowitzki. That's a 1-4 for Tulo, and that's a ground ball to third. Handled by Beltre, 1 away. That will send up Josh Donaldson, third baseman. Oh, I just dropped my die. I'm going to pause the video while I come back and get this. Okay, don't know why I keep dropping the die like that, but oh well. 1-3 for Donaldson is a ground ball to short. That's 2 away. So Darvish looks like he's going to be able to give him 7 and then let the bullpen take it from there. Here's Jose Bautista. So 3-9. That's a strikeout. So Darvish going out in style. And after 7 complete, it's still 7-2. That's going to be all for Darvish. He gave him 7 solid, so his day is done. Joe Smith is also being replaced because he pitched 2 innings. So the the Blue Jays will now go to Danny Barnes. Danny Barnes, 3-6, 3.55 ERA, so kind of a middle relief guy. He's going to see if he can't pitch the last 2 innings. And he'll be facing Elvis Andrus to start things off. Righty against righty. 6-7. And I do need to check Barnes' error rating, or injury rating I should say. Barnes is a D1, so it's a 6.12 for him. So that's not an issue. 6-7 is a ground ball. Second base X, so that's Goins. Goins is a 2E11. That's a 13, so that's a good play, and it's a 12. So we'll check E11 and a 12 for a second baseman. And that's not there, so it's a good play. So 4-3 ground out number 1 for the number 9 hitter Mazzara. Nomar Mazzara. 6-2 against a lefty is a ground ball. I'm sorry, it's a fly ball. It's reading 4-2. Fly ball to right field. Check that. It should be off a lefty, so it's a pop out to second. I'll get it straight, but I got it right. That's the main thing. Took me 3 tries, but I got it right. All right, so at least the proper score goes on the scorecard. Let's pop up to second. 2 down for Kendrys Morales. I'm sorry, not Kendrys Morales. Shin Shu Chu pulled the wrong deck. I got both lineups stacked over here and pulled the wrong